We met for drinks, and she started apologizing for pulling back the last time. The reason she pulled back is because he displayed a lot of unattractive beta male behavior, and she got turned off, and it made her pussy drier than a bucket of sand. That's the reality. She said she had been scared of commitment, and now things had changed. Okay, that's what it really is. Sounds logical. Goes, oh, that makes so much sense. Of course, she was scared of commitment. Now everything makes sense. I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be when to reach out and when to let her go. So I've got an email from a guy. He met a woman about a year ago, went out on 3 dates, and he could tell her interest was plummeting. And so at some point in last year, he got involved in my work, and then he got back in touch with her again. She gave him what sounded like a logical excuse as to why she basically ghosted him. They started hanging out, but once again, things totally fizzled out, just like last time. So obviously he's doing something wrong. So, because twice now, she's come into his life, and he literally chased her right back out. And I do see this quite a bit because guys don't listen to me. They don't read the book 10 to 15 times, and then an ex comes back into the picture, and then they just go right back to pursuing, and she goes from excited to talk to him again to totally bored and just ghosts him within a short period of time. So I got a quote that I wrote, and then we'll go through his email. The quote says, "You should spend your time with people who are excited to spend their time with you. People who care about you make the effort to see you. People who don't can't be bothered. Self-love notices romantic reciprocation or lack thereof. Never try to keep someone in your life who doesn't want to keep you in theirs. It's demeaning to yourself to continue trying to be around people who simply don't want, value, or appreciate you." And so the key with this is just noticing the level of reciprocation that's coming from the other person. And that's obviously a big thing that he failed to do. In other words, he was focused on his own high interest in her and completely ignoring the fact that her interest was low and it was dropping. And a lot of guys, when they notice a girl's interest dropping, they think they have to do something. It's what I call the illusion of action that I reference in 3% Man. And then
No, that's so important, man. First of all, shout out to Corey Wayne, man. For those of you who don't know Corey Wayne, make sure you guys subscribe. Get his book and everything. A lot of your favorite dating coaches, your favorite dating coaches, this is their idol, believe it or not. So, you let them tell you what they want. But I think, and I can speak for myself, a lot of guys, we have this happen where we over pursue, or you really don't know what you're doing, or a woman flakes and you don't understand. Sometimes women just flake just for the hell of it. You got women like that, but sometimes you just completely turn a woman off. And women are fickle, man. That's just the nature of it. But somehow you feel like I let her get away and she's on your mind. You just can't get her out of it. So you let some time go by, or the no contact, and you play all these games just like with her, and then you do get a chance back with her, and then you just push her away again, man. So I think it's so important for men to be centered and realize that, yo, don't be pressed, man. Just relax. Shout out to D Wiggs. Don't be pressed. Just keep it cordial, keep it cool. Let her come, let her go. That's just how you got to do it, man. And that's what Corey Wayne constantly preaches, man. You just can't be all over her, man. You have to let her come and let her go, man. Yeah, it's just how it is. As much as women would like to argue, and I did a live with a young lady where she was arguing with me. Oh, I like this, da, 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 da. It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't go. The quickest way is, you want to push a woman away, show her too much attention, to be all over her.
they start thinking, I got to do something to make her like me more, which is all attention seeking, looking for her validation and attention versus the other way around. Instead of living his life and treating her as a potential complement to his life,
Right.
he tried to make her the center of his life. And that doesn't go over too well. He says, "Hi, Coach. I'm Bob 31, a fitness guy and lawyer. I came upon your material 2 weeks ago and I've read your book, 3% Man, one time so far. I started dating this girl last summer and initially I was hesitant to meet her. I canceled on her before our first date. She was okay with me canceling and was willing to reschedule, which I interpret as her having a high attraction for me at that particular point. Obviously. I don't know about high attraction. It just means she was attracted enough to where she still wanted to go out with you. Once we met, I fell for her immediately. Hang out, have fun, and hook up, bro.
But that's what Corey does. And like as we watch and listen to these stories, you really get to see yourself in like a lot of these stories, and it's like cringeworthy. You like, and it's just like as he's reading this stuff, you're like, oh man, that's me. And you listen to how bad it is, like that what some of these guys are doing. You're like, damn, I did that shit. You just recalling all the shit you messed up on, and it's like clockwork. And you like to say, women will say, JR, not all women are like that. That's a woman that doesn't know herself. That's a woman that basically likes playing games. That's an immature woman. Corey Wayne has countless videos like this with these stories, with guys writing in with the same thing. Where you head over heels over the woman, quote unquote. Or even if you're not that thirsty, you're just really showing her that you're into her, like, but she felt like she didn't earn it and she just wants to take it slow and she wants to be able to control it. And you're trying to control the situation and she's like, nah. But yeah, let's get back to it, man. It's just to listen to these stories, you see yourself in it. Like, dude, you're fucking up. You're fucking up. Just like a lot of you guys watching Kevin's videos, and you're probably like, you're sitting there judging from a distance, but when you're on the other side of it and you place yourself into that position, you're like, God, man, that's me. That's me all day.
Don't hang out, have fun, and then fall for her immediately.
Yeah.
That's not going to end well.
Nah.
Because women are like, do I like this guy? Is he good for me?
Yeah.
Let's out with her. She visually matches what he thinks is his ideal. It's like, this is the woman I'm going to have kids with. This is it forever and ever. And he just totally comes unglued. She had an amazing body. She works as a gym instructor and a great smile. And also, she's one of the most charming people I have ever met. We went out, and for every date, I could feel her interest getting lower. So, if her interest is going the wrong way, more than likely, you're talking too much about yourself and not getting her to do the talking. She should be doing 80 to 90% of the talking on dates. This is how you remain mysterious, but it also creates conditions where she has to be curious about you, and if she wants to know anything, she has to ask. If somebody cares, if somebody's interested, they ask. And if they don't, they won't care. They won't ask you anything about yourself.
And you guys got to remember that, man. You got to keep this shit on repeat. You got to replay it in your mind about that. Like, when you taking things too serious, and you're like, this person only wants to talk. I mean, I forgot about the book by Dale Carnegie. You guys can probably put it in the description. Making Friends or something like that. I can't think of it off top, but people like to talk about themselves. I think in the book he even says, I think way back in the day, they did a poll or a study that shows what's the number one word used during phone conversations. I think it was I. Women love to talk about themselves. So it's your job to have her talking instead of talking about yourself. Even though you're probably like, well, JR, how come she's not asking about me? Let her talk about herself, and she'll find that's how you winning her over in the process, and she will start asking about you. You know what I'm saying? It's that whole tennis match, but at the end of the day, man, she has to be talking. If you're just talking about this is a woman, man, you gotta let her shine, man. Let her shine.
It's really super important. People like you, they want to know about you. When people don't like you, they don't give a shit, and they never ask. We ended up sleeping together on the third date, and after that, she ghosted me for 6 weeks. During this time, I texted her once every second week about setting up a date. So she's completely ignoring you and you're continuing to reach out when you're getting ghosted. You don't do that. That shows.
Please, Your Highness, can I have some time with you? Please, please. But JR, I'm just pursuing her to let her know I'm interested.
Shows that you're weak. That shows that you have no choices. That shows that other women don't want you. Because dating is like tennis. You want somebody who mutually chooses you also. So if you hit the ball over the net, you got to wait for them to hit it back. And the problem was she wasn't hitting it back and you kept hitting new balls over the net. Eventually, she called me and said she didn't have those romantic feelings for me anymore. I said, all right.
Bro, have I got that? That happened. Yo, I was doing that because I think I told this earlier. I thought I messed up. I went into that mode of, because things shaking up, and she was just like, I'm sorry, I appreciate everything, but it's just not there for me anymore. Completely turned her off. Guys, don't be that guy. That's one of the worst feelings, like the ghosting. You can't. Yo, just keep it moving.
Fine, take care, and we will see what happens in the future. So he chased and pursued to the point where she felt nothing. So he chased and pursued to the point where she felt nothing. Bad way to go. She said she wanted to be friends, but I clearly told her either we are dating or we are nothing. Yeah, she wanted you as a plaything to amuse her.
Yeah.
The simple formula is hang out, have fun, hook up. That's it. Create an opportunity for sex tap. And that's all you owe.
That's it, baby.
We didn't have any contact for a year, despite me still being in love with her all that time.
You heard what he said, for a year. That's a year. This woman, there's no contact. She didn't reach out to him either. A year. And the fact that she ghosted him basically created where he said, I'm still in love with her. Right? Rejection breeds obsession.
Yeah, you're not in love with her, dude. You didn't even know this chick. You were maybe in lust. You were lusting after her sexy body, but you weren't in love. That's not love. That's lust. This summer, I tried texting her once again and said I was going to be in her town over the weekend and asked if she wanted to have drinks. She replied, I would love to. We met for drinks, and she started apologizing for pulling back the last time. The reason she pulled back is because he displayed a lot of unattractive beta male behavior, and she got turned off, and it made her pussy drier than a bucket of sand. That's the reality. She said she had been scared of commitment, and now things had changed. Okay, that's what it really is. Sounds logical. Goes, that makes so much sense. Of course, she was scared of commitment. Now everything makes sense. No.
Have you guys heard this? I'm confused. It's so much going on now. I'm confused. And a year later, he reaches out, obviously. And as Corey said as well, as time goes by, we tend to look at things through rose-colored glasses or rose-colored lenses. So she decided to give him another chance because he didn't completely destroy everything. So she decided to give him another chance. Nothing's really going on. She's free. Okay. She'd love to. Let's continue.
She had low interest. Her pussy became drier than the Sahara Desert. Was it Route 66? Is that the one that goes through the middle of the desert? She also talked about seeing each other again, and I said, we will see how you handle our date tonight, with a smirk. I felt confident at this point. We had a great time with a lot of laughter and bantering back and forth. So what do you think he did after this? I would say more than likely, because based upon her actions, is he thought, great, now I got a second chance. Yeah. Let me go back to contacting her once a week and pursuing her.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't have done anything. I would just let it be.
Now, see, what's confusing to some of you guys, because Corey, he breaks it down too. He does say to reach out once a week in his book. But in this case, she ghosted him and he reached out to her instead of vice versa, her reaching back out to him. So he reached out to her. They went out on a date, and we're gonna see what he says, whether he goes back to doing that once a week thing again instead of just falling back and just letting it do what it do, or just a little text here. I mean, Corey sets these suggestions in place, but the thing is, you want to give the woman time to miss you instead of you going back saying, okay, I got another chance. Let me go back to, because that's what got you fucked up in the past, doing that bullshit. So just fall back, be centered. She look at you different because she automatically assuming you gonna go back to that same shit again.
He's trying to force things because he's thinking, now I read this book once, now I'm going to get my second chance. Again, he's still in the mindset of, I got to get her attention. I got to seek her validation. Instead of being the type of guy who's a catch, who she would do that to.
Right.
She would pursue you. She would seek your attention, your validation. However, the pattern repeated itself, and within 3 dates, her interest was declining once more. The 4th date, she cancels at the last minute because a friend of hers surprised her by visiting. A bullshit reason, according to me, but I didn't confront her about it. Yeah, she blew you off because her interest was low. She said she would make it up to me. Sure she will.
So he made it to the 4th date. I wonder, in between the first and that 4th, did he smash? Because definitely if you smashed, you have to let her do all the pursuing, man. At that point, you know what I mean? Up until just be cool. But definitely once you smash, it's definitely hands off, man. If y'all get what I'm saying.
I answered, have fun with your friend, and about making up to me, it better be good. What I would have said to her is like, well, hey, I think it's great that your friend's surprising you by visiting, but we got a date. I'll see you at 7 or I'll see you at 8. And just try reiterating it that way and see what she says. If she's like, no, I can't. I'm going to have to go see my friends. I was like, okay, well, if she still tries to weasel out of it, I would say, well, we have plans. Tell your friend that you can see him tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But if she's determined to cancel the date, then I would delete the number and never call her again or text her for any reason. I answered, have fun with your friend,
and it's important because you don't have to go as far as blocking her. A lot of you guys will block the number or whatever. Just delete the phone number, delete the call log. That way you're not tempted, because a lot of you guys, and it's been me, I'll say it as well. A lot of you guys don't have the discipline to just stay away, So the only way that you can is just delete the number. That way, there's ways you can get the number back, but at the end of the day, if it's not on your phone, you think twice. It's like putting your credit card in the freezer, as they say. You gotta wait for it to defrost, all this other shit, in a block of ice or whatever. It gives you time to think, the cool off period. So, if she plays these games, man, just delete the number. And if she reaches out, keep it short, simple, to the point, set something up. If she's not for it, get off the phone, keep it moving.
Making up to me, it better be good. She didn't reply. Now we haven't talked for 2 months.
Damn.
You chased her back out of your life. You still basically did exactly what you did a year ago. Thanks to your book, I realized I was too focused on having a relationship with this girl. Ding, ding. Hang out, have fun, hook up. Hang out, have fun, hook up. During these 2 months of other girls, but it's hard to let her go. Should I do nothing and wait for her to reach out since she canceled on me? Yeah, he's just still rational. Oh, if I call her one more time, if I keep chasing her. It's been 2 months. You didn't talk to this chick for a whole year. She told you how excited she was to see you again, and what was her excuse? She said that wasn't, she was scared of a commitment, and now things had changed.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, that sounds legit. Things had changed my ass. Actually, the moment that she said that, it was legit. That's what she was feeling, but because he went right back to over pursuing, she blew him off again. Mm-hmm. She said, there's no chemistry or no spark. She didn't have to say it this time. She just disappeared.
Yeah.
Canceled a date, blew him off because some friend came. Probably the guy she actually wanted to fuck. That's who actually came in the picture. He's just a friend until he ends up inside of me. I answered. He says, I also realized she tested the shit out of me during the dates. During these 2 months apart, I've dated other girls, but it's hard to let her go. He says, should I go back to contact her once a week? You never try to keep somebody in your life who doesn't want to keep you in theirs. So again, he's still rationalizing, I gotta pursue her, I gotta call, I gotta text, I gotta do something, gotta make it happen. Bruh, 2 months have gone by and you haven't heard from her. She don't care. I would delete the number and never call her, text again for any reason. And if she does reach out, you'd be like, who's this? Wait 24 hours to reply and go, hey, who's this? Mm-hmm. Oh, you lost. Oh, yeah, I got a new phone. Sorry. Hey, what's going on? And I would invite her over to make dinner at your place. You've already had sex with her, but you got to let this girl do 100% of the calling, texting, and pursuing, and you should be following what's in 7 Principles to Get an Ex Back. That means you don't go meet her, you don't go pick her up, you don't go chase after her. You pretty much do the opposite of everything that you've done up until this point. So 7 Principles to Get an Ex Back should be your guide at this point. And stop trying to look for reasons to chase her. She's got to do all the pursuing. She canceled a date and ghosted you. It's been 2 months. She ghosted you for a year. I would say if I was a betting man, more than likely you will probably never hear from her again. That's why I say delete the number, move on, just assume it's over. You just can't continue to do that. You literally did the same exact thing you did a year ago. So you shouldn't be surprised you got rejected. I know it's harsh, but it's reality because you got to change your approach because it ain't working for you. So if you like...
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I haven't put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth.